Hello, Renee Flamond here. You guys, this topic is definitely another wicked crossover. And when I say wicked, we say that in Rhode Island. That means a lot. Because this has to do with, and we fall into this with the narcissist a lot, allowing others in your life, friends, family, your narcissist, anybody dysfunctional, or even a functional person, but we're allowing them sometimes to dictate our path. Okay, so your decisions, not standing up for yourself, taking what you want and getting what you want out of life, in life. And of course, the topic of taking the reins in our lives in every way is key, job, career, whatever. But the challenge with people, that's what I'm discussing here. I've had a very challenging time, many times, because I give so many chances because I'm believing that good in people that we've talked about before. Sometimes you just have to take control of, take the power of running your own life, and being afraid and taking risks is exactly that. It's your power. And being afraid and taking risks might involve no longer having someone in your life, finally giving up on someone that you've given so many chances to, a friend, a partner, a family member, right? This connects so much with our regular topic of the narcissist, because we often do things directed by them, right? Of course we do. We succumb to whatever they want, we do what they want, we dress how they want, we go where they want, right? And here's the thing, you're not stuck anywhere, right? No one's stuck anywhere. This is 2022. No one's stuck anywhere. Change can happen in one swift motion sometimes. I've known people that have done it. They finally got to a point, they did a flip, and the next day their life looked completely different and it got better. But it can be scary, like I said. You can be afraid, you're taking risks. I'm going to unpack it all. But it's really about being the director of your own life. It's your life. Yours, mine. It's ours. This is my life. And I allowed many times people to dictate to me if they're going to stay in my life, or the circumstances to dictate I'm going to keep them in my life. They've been in it so long, we've tried, we've done all this, I'm just going to keep going. Some decision making on your part that needs to happen may in fact be difficult. And in likening it to a movie is where I came up with you can be the director of your own life. Because remember, it's yours. You can reshoot, you can redo, you can ask for a script change, but most importantly, you can yell cut at any moment you want. Any moment you want. If something is done, finished, or simply not working well, or no longer works for you, or takes from your peaceful state rather than adds to it, creates turmoil for you, creates chaos for you, creates an upheaval in your heart, you can yell cut. It's your life. There should be no one else in your life making decisions about your life. Now, I don't mean to say we live on an island, isolated, and things don't involve your decision making. We have children, we have parents, right? That, of course, you take everybody into account. But we know I'm referring to those situations that are less than stellar for you to be around. Those people should not enter into any decision making that you have to make, right? Oh, I can't exit I can't exit them from my life. Who are they going to have, or who are they going to turn? I know I'm all over the place already because I get very incensed on this because I have people in my head right now. And I'm not saying that there aren't things or people, again, that weigh into your decision making. Jobs, children, family, of course. But you're the director, and if you've forgotten that, or if little by little you have given your control away to someone else and it landed you here with your narcissist, it's time to remember who you are. The director. Everyone else is just starring in your show or making an appearance, and you can cut them out. You can cut the scene out, and just like that, you can change the trajectory of the rest of your life. You pull out someone who's toxic from your life, it changes everything. As I've ejected those from my life that needed to be, or gray rocked them if I couldn't eject them, I'm lighter. I'm much less anxious, right? Because those things stay with you when you're with someone that makes you like this. It stays with you. You don't just get out of that person's company and now you're fine for the next person you're visiting with. It stays in your mind and your heart and your soul. It gets you twisted up. You cut somebody out who's no longer working for you because they've wronged you over and over again. Watch how lighter you feel. And again, I respect it can be a difficult decision. You can be scared. What will life look like without this person? Even though they may have mistreated you, right? We've talked about a trauma bond, and then they love you, and then they mistreat you, and then they love you. So you're confused, and your heart thinks you need that person in your life. So you're hanging on, you're hanging on, you're hanging on. We've all done it. I've done it endless times. If I counted, you'd be shocked. And now one of those haters might say, well, Renee, then you should probably catch on. Maybe you're the common denominator. When somebody tried to say that to me, obviously you can tell that I'm quoting that person. I am the common denominator in that it is my personality to A, attract these toxic people because I'm such an empath and I'm codependent, and B, I give so many chances because I'm an empath and codependent that these toxic people like people like me. So they wrong you, keep coming around. They wrong you, they keep coming around. They wrong you, they keep coming around. So yes, I suppose I am the common denominator, but that don't let anyone ever make you think that means there's something wrong with you. There might be something so right with you, and that's why these people are attracted to you. So you keep getting wronged and deserted or betrayed or whatever, and they try to make you think it's you. Guess what? No. And it's your life, and you can take the reins and say, you know what? I'm cleaning house. I'm cleaning house! I don't want that anymore. I'm sorry. It sounded like you weren't on my side. I don't want that anymore. I'm sorry. It really sounds like you're trying to make me feel bad about myself. I don't want that anymore. Now, I'm not saying we can pick and choose and just take everything out of our life that isn't rosy. That's not what this is about. But it is about, like I said, remembering who you are and your value and your worth. And if there are people around you that you've amassed and they're not on your side, you don't need to just stay with it because you're not stuck there. You can make a change. Of course you can. Oh, but Renee, I can't, they're my cousin, they're my business partner, they're my this, they're my that. Sometimes you have to think outside the box of what is currently your life and envision it in a completely different way. I knew somebody that was around toxic people and made a choice to move 1,000 miles away. Flipped her whole life upside down. Has a happy life now. Created a whole world for themselves. Rid of toxic people. It was an overnight 180 shift. And I'm trying to have you look around yourself. Maybe there's something you can't picture ejecting from your life or cutting out of your movie or leaving their scene on the screen room floor. Edit them right out. It's your project. You can request a total rewrite. Cut the scene out. I've had to cancel all but more than one person, and I've had to stay away or minimize my presence with others. And just because I love the person and maybe even miss the person doesn't mean that I'm destined to be around them and allowing them to mistreat me forever. You can love them. You can miss them. Sure, sure. But then, and you remember, like, okay, let's just talk about like a friend, right? Say you had a friend who's toxic and you feel it and you know it, and you can love them and you can miss them, and you can also bid them farewell. If they're not on your side, they don't belong in your movie. It's your movie. Bye. And you might say, well, that's easier said than done. I'll be so sad. We've had years of friendship. But I get it. Oh, I do get it. I 100% get it. But sometimes you have to make the choice that's difficult, because you have to do what's best for you in the long run, because these people will deplete you. And then you're not going to be there for the people that don't deplete you. The other people you love, that you want to be your best self, you won't be. You'll be aggravated and anxious, and you'll carry those feelings of horribleness through the other areas of your life. I can't compartmentalize. I can't have toxic people in my life and then leave them and come back here and be my chipper, effervescent, positive self. It weighs down on you when you have all that negativity around you, and it will permeate other areas of your life. And I'm trying to put it in your head. There's one person in charge, and that is you. Ooh, but he's always made all the decisions, or she's always made all... I don't care. It's time to step up. Just because things before this point might have been this, and this way, this video is meant to shake you up right now, have your sentence have a comma here, and the rest of it can be something else. You only answer to yourself. When my daughter was little, I was made fun of by a lot of people because I wouldn't take my eyes off of her. Literally. I'd carry her to the bathroom. She never had a babysitter. I wouldn't ever take my eyes off of her. And my grandfather, who's no longer with us, and I'm going to cry just thinking about him, he looked at me. He was the only one. He supported me, and he goes, Renee, you don't take your eyes off that child, nothing can happen to that child. And what he was meaning was, I only had the answer for myself. I don't care how much you're going to make fun of me. I felt comfortable with my eyes on her. I didn't want anyone else's to be responsible for that. I wasn't going to count on anyone else for that. It didn't take a village to raise my child. It took two of us, me and my now ex-husband. But I knew that I had the answer for myself, right? And that's all you have to answer to in your life right now is yourself. But now you're in charge of you. The children will find their way. Your friends and family will all find their way in their lives, making decisions selfishly. Maybe it's time for you to be a little more selfish. If you're someone like me who would put others' feelings ahead of your own, oh, they won't be happy with me if I cut them out. I'll give them another shot. I'll give them another shot. I'll give them another shot. Every time I ever gave a toxic person another shot, I can tell you what happened. There was another toxic incident, which added to my hurt, which added to things I had to process, which added negativity to my life and took value from it. Didn't add anything, so I cut them out. I've decided I don't care if the bad supporting actor I fired is mad or understood my decision or had rotten things to say about me as a result of it. No one was going to any longer take the reins of my life. You know, I figured out, I guess what I'm saying is, who is bad for me to have around, and I stopped being around those people. It's really that simple. I took charge. I'm the director, not them. And many times those toxic people can bully you into submission, bully you into accepting them into their life, bullying you into anything. No, I'm sorry. I figured out what situations I find exhausting and irritating or frustrating, and I do my best not to put myself in those situations anymore. I just stay away from them. No, I don't need to go visit you. Nope, I don't need to attend that function. Thank you. I don't give reasons or excuses. I politely decline things if I don't feel I need to go. I'm not saying you have to cause a fight or be nasty about it. You can quietly take this control. It doesn't have to be an announcement. You don't have to have a big brawl and have it end that way. You could just say, no, thank you. In months and months and months, when a toxic person is generally self-obsessed, but in months and if they finally catch on, hey, you know, I noticed we haven't seen each other. If you want to say something at that point, you can. Or you could just keep it to yourself. Oh, I've just been quiet. Just been introspective for a while. Or you could say, well, the last few times I was in your company, I didn't feel good when I left you. So I've decided to limit my company with you. It depends how honest you are. But just be honest with yourself and stop putting yourself in front of people that take from you. That's why we feel depleted after being with a narcissist, because all they do is take. I allowed others to dictate to me for so long on how I should do this or that, or I should allow this or that, or I should accept treatment from this person because they're family and because they are an old friend or because they... No. The list of your own is long, I'm sure, because we all have people in our lives, not just the narcissist, but we all have people in our lives that can be unhealthy, right? So your list is your own. But then I realized finally with myself, I was like, wait, I'm the director of my life. I'm the writer, the star, the showrunner. I'm everything. It's my life. I know I keep repeating it, but a lot of people get lost and their life becomes someone else's. And I suppose that's okay if your life became someone else's who has your best interest in mind, who creates a partnership with you, whether it's a friend or a romantic partner or a business partner. They create a unified feeling, a strengthening. They bring something to you. I suppose that's okay, but I don't know. I began, because sometimes it's not, and it's negative. And I began making choices which went against the grain of this codependent, normal manner I had of pleasing people. Well, guess what? People get mad. But so what? I mean, they did get mad. Well, what do you mean? Like, suddenly I was having parameters and boundaries, and I was saying no, and I was saying no thank you, or I was quiet, or I stopped communicating with someone, or I didn't reach out anymore. I took a call. I was polite when I saw the person, but they could tell a difference. People get mad. And a toxic person is going to want to fight about that. They're not just going to leave it quiet. They're going to make a fight about it. Again, that's your life. The fight that happens is your life. You can direct the whole thing. You can choose not to take part. I don't have anything to say. Well, what do you mean? I haven't heard from you. You've been da-da-da-da. You treated me. I don't really have anything to say. What do you mean you don't have anything to say, Renee? I just don't. You can refuse to engage with those toxic people anymore. You don't owe them an explanation. If they can't see and learn that their behavior has been crushing you and that that's why you finally chose not to be with them, you're not going to teach them by opening your mouth. We've talked a lot about that. Especially a narcissist, they're never going to see what you did. Most toxic people won't. They're going to come up with an excuse. They're going to flatly deny. So any single word I uttered, I knew would just bring me more frustration because they're going to digress, gaslight me, tell me, you know what I mean? So I chose, I'm not engaging anymore. I'm the director. You're out. You're out of my movie. You're out of it. I don't need to talk to you. You don't work here. You fired. I fired you. Like, think of a movie as an analogy. I fired you from my life, so goodbye. If somebody gets fired from a motion picture or a movie, I doubt they go back into the director or the producers. Oh, tell me why. They know why. There's no big, long, 3-hour nurturing conversation assuaging their feelings. They were fired. I have had to fire people. And when they get mad, it just shows me that I made the right choice. Like, if anyone ever came back and said, I see you haven't been, talking to me lately or something like this, I'm open to the fact that I might be wrong. So if they come hat in hand and they explain their case, and I don't know that they're a toxic person yet, and I feel, oh, I was wrong, then you give another chance. But see, the problem is when you're someone like me, you give chance after chance after chance in the face of them wronging you because you're holding out hope that their good side comes out. They're not showing up for you again and again and again. That is their true side. I think people generally, you can tell. And I just began asking this question out loud to dysfunctional people around me. Like, how old do I have to be? I said this question to more than one person. How old do I have to be in order to stake my claim in my own life, to gain respect, to stop being mistreated? Like, when is it? Is it not until I'm the next generation? Like, am I supposed to put up with this until I'm 75 years old and then I get the respect? Or then I get the peace? Or then people leave me alone? No. If you don't stop it and take control, I would have suffered for the next 20 years from 55 to 75 with more infractions. Now I'm like, no, goodbye. Very close to what we do with the narcissist when you cut it off at the knees and you do no contact. The problem is a lot of toxic people can be in your life, family, friends, business, whatever, and you can't really cut them out. Or maybe they're not a full-blown narcissist, they're just a rotten person and they take from you every time you're with them. You feel exhausted. So why put yourself in front of them? Limit it. You can limit it. And you know, I don't want to be 75 before I get my due respect and I can live my life the way that I want and not get yelled at or denigrated or made to feel bad. That's not happening. So I took control and I directed the death out of my life. I instituted radical changes and I have maintained parameters that I set to this day. And you know, no one can take the reins of your life but you. A narcissist partner will try, and they will succeed for a while, long while, sometimes, many of you, long while. But nobody really should but you, but me. I'm no longer allowing peripheral narcissists, I think I call them, the peripheral ones, to guilt me into something. I make my own decisions based on my best interest, and I'm no longer doing it because I'm trying to please others. Oh, you want to come to lunch, or you want to do this, you want to do that, and it's like, okay, yeah, and maybe you didn't really feel like it, but you know it'll make that person so happy, so you go. That's how I lived my life as a codependent. Absolutely. But now I've learned my triggers. If I go to lunch with that person, I'm going to get aggravated. So I say no. I don't. There's certain people I just don't go see anymore. I'm sure they notice it. Of course they do. But I have to make my decisions based on my best interests. My best interests. Your best interests. Not to please others. I'm not talking about your children. You might make a decision that pleases your children. I'm not talking about that. And that's not to say some of my good actions do not continue to please others. Of course they do. But the pleasing is a wonderful byproduct of me doing something that I wanted to do anyway. Do you follow what I mean? Like if you say yes, right? Okay, yep, I'll go to lunch. We go to lunch. You spend 3 hours with someone, and now they're happy. Well, okay, you people pleased, but you pleased as well because you got to be in the company of somebody that adds to your life. So I'm not saying I'm out to never please anyone. We go through life and live a good life. Hopefully you'll make people happy, but it'll be a byproduct of what I want to do anyway. I'm no longer swallowing the hard assignments to keep peace. Oh, no. No. Why? How old do we have to be? You know what I mean? Like you think of, okay, like in an Italian family, well, maybe not just Italian, but there's always like a kid's table, right? At holidays, they make a big table for the holiday, and there's like a kid's table. There's not enough room at the big table, so they make a kid's table. How old do I have to be to lead the kids' table is kind of how I started to feel. How old? I'm 55. I have friends who are grandparents right now at my age. Friends who are married 30 years. How old do we have to be to get respect and live a peaceful, quiet, happy little life. I want it right now. So I started making drastic decisions, and you can do the same thing. And you know, for a long time, I allowed others to direct my life. Now that's on me. That's my choice. I did that. I allowed that. I didn't look hard enough. I didn't know enough. I didn't sit up high enough, be strong enough. I allowed that, and I own that. But no more. I stopped short. It almost felt, I'm sure, to the offenders, it was a black and white, because I stopped short. It's like one day I said, no more. So offenders, if they commiserate, we're probably like, yeah, I noticed she's not really, you want to wonder why? You're not good for me. You're not good around me. I don't like myself when I'm around you. Look at this hair just doing its own thing. It makes me very angry because I know a lot of you going through trouble right now are trying to find your footing in your life. The first step you have to take is to become the director of your own life and make the tough decisions. Cut that one, give this person a starring role, spend more time over here, spend less time over here. It's all you. All of it is you. Your choice. That's it. You're the only one that really should have the decision-making power regarding your own time on this planet. We get one shot going around this, right? You know what I mean? And you know, remember, your boundaries and limits are set for those that will push through them. So they'll be angry that you've taken control. But tough. Like a good person won't even notice. They won't notice that you've, taken the reins in this area, maybe stopped spending time over in this area, stopped talking really with these people. And a good person that's in your life that doesn't need boundaries, that respects and reveres and loves you as you are and doesn't take advantage of you and try to steamroll over you, doesn't need boundaries. The people for whom you need the boundaries are the ones that are going to get mad when you start to hold those boundaries and when you start to tell them that you have some, which that, again, is a personal choice. How much you tell the person about any changes you might be making, that's, if you think it's going to cause more fight than not, don't even say anything. One peripheral narcissist that I put on a way limit now probably has no idea. I think I mentioned before, they've been trying to pick a fight with me for a year. And they probably have no idea. They're in the dark because they're not aware of their own dysfunction sometimes. I think they sense something's off with them, and inside they feel miserable, and we all know all that. But I bet they're like, what's her problem? I will not bring it up. I will not engage. I will not respond to the little digs I've been getting, the little comments. Will not do it. I have relegated that person to a very small role in my movie. I don't owe them an explanation. I'm the director. I don't owe them an explanation. You're the boss. That's what I wanted to say. The topic gets me heated, as most of them do. I really thank you so much for watching. Minnie's exhausted today. Minnie, come say hi to your people. Just remember, you should surround yourself with those worthy of your magnificence, and you shouldn't surround yourself with those that only take from you and never give. The people around you should replenish you. The decisions in your life should be towards things that you know will fill you up, not take away. Thank you so much for watching again. I'll see you next time. Chin up. You're fabulous. Please go ahead and hit sub, like, and share. Definitely share, because too many people are in this boat and their decisions are riding on other people in their life. And I want people to recognize and hear, wait a minute, she's right. Yes, it's your life. So give that some thought. I'll see you next time.